In today's fast-paced business world, mastering phone calls is an often overlooked time management skill. A well-structured phone call can save hours of back-and-forth emails and unnecessary meetings. As part of time management, effectively handling phone calls ensures that you stay in control of your schedule, reduce distractions, and make progress on your key priorities. There is hardly a business in existence that does not depend on the phone and voicemails for rapid and direct communication. Their effective and appropriate use can dramatically improve your efficiency and performance. Choose when to call. Set aside a specific time of the day for making phone calls and list all the calls you need to make every day. Be clear about the purpose of each call and draw up a brief agenda for each as if the call was a meeting. Then make sure that you cover all the items on the agenda during the conversation. Prioritize your calls in order of importance to ensure that you concentrate your time and resources on the most important and urgent calls. Keep on track. Do not let a phone conversation stray too far from your agenda unless there is a good reason, such as dealing with an unexpected problem. Take notes and tick off items on your agenda as they are covered. You may find it easier to lead your conversation if you stand up or walk around. It is easy to lose track of time when speaking to someone whose conversation you enjoy, but try to keep this in check. Have a pre-call preparation routine planned before you dialed. Before picking up the phone, take a few minutes to plan the purpose of the call. Being prepared ensures the conversation stays on track and minimizes wasted time. Define objectives, identify the key points or outcomes you want from the conversation. Write down 2 to 3 specific goals. Prepare questions or agenda. Have a short list of bullet points to guide the discussion, so you don't forget anything important. Estimate the time required. Allocate a specific amount of time for the call, e.g., 10, 15, or 30 minutes. Communicate this at the beginning of the call, so both parties are aware of time constraints. Time-saving tip: set a timer or an alarm 5 minutes before the call should end to help you wrap up efficiently. Assess the purpose of the call, for example, can you be brief or do you need to spend time building up a rapport or placating an angry customer? As an exercise, use a timer for a week to monitor length of time you spend on each call. This can be sobering both because of the cost in terms of your time spent and things you could have done in that time. Here are the things you need to do. Prepare yourself for a phone conversation as you would for a meeting. Bunch calls together. If a number is engaged, try it after completing other calls. Choose an order of priority in which to make your calls. Use a speakerphone so that you can do other work while waiting for an answer. Put aside time to return all your calls. Random, unscheduled calls can derail your entire day. Avoid reactive phone conversations by scheduling calls ahead of time. Create time blocks for calls. Designate specific times during the day for making and receiving calls. This allows you to focus on other work during non-call times. Batch calls together. Group similar types of calls, like follow-ups or client check-ins, into one block of time to maintain flow and save on transitions. Set boundaries for incoming calls. Let your team or clients know when you're available for calls. This reduces distractions and keeps your work uninterrupted. Mastering the call itself, efficiency in action. Once you're on the call, it's crucial to manage the conversation effectively to avoid time wastage. Start with the goal. Clearly state the purpose of the call within the first 30 seconds. For example, I'm calling to discuss the upcoming project timeline and make sure we're aligned. Keep conversations focused. Gently steer the conversation back to the agenda if it strays off topic. A polite but firm "let's get back to" can work wonders. Be mindful of the clock. Pay attention to time. If the call is nearing its scheduled end, summarize the key points and agree on next steps. Use phrases like, "I want to be respectful of your time," to keep the call concise and show that you're managing time well. Do a post-call follow-up, document and delegate. After the call, take a few moments to ensure follow-up actions are clear. Send a summary email. Write a brief email summarizing key points discussed, action items, and deadlines. This avoids confusion later and reinforces accountability. Delegate actions: if any tasks arose from the call, assign them immediately to the appropriate team members to avoid them lingering on your to-do list. Here's a time-saving tip: use email templates for follow-up notes, so you don't waste time rewriting the same content after each call. Handling voicemail and missed calls. Voicemail and missed calls can disrupt your workflow. Use a streamlined process to manage them efficiently. Set a clear voicemail message, let callers know when they can expect a response from you, and suggest sending an email for urgent matters. Prioritize returning calls: not every missed call requires an immediate response. Prioritize based on urgency and importance. Avoid phone tag. When leaving a voicemail, suggest a few specific times you're available for a return call to minimize back and forth. There are tools for better call management. Leverage modern tools to manage phone calls more efficiently. Use a call scheduling app. Tools like Calendly allow others to schedule calls within your designated availability, reducing phone tag. Some professions benefit from call recordings for future reference, allowing you to focus fully on the conversation without worrying about taking notes. Mastering phone calls is an essential part of effective time management. By planning, scheduling, and managing conversations efficiently, you can make phone calls a productivity booster instead of a time sink.